So we have, to practice some adding and subtracting of decimals. We have three numbers to be added up. You can put them all together in one column, and you have to line up the actual dots, the actual decimals. So we have 23. The order doesn't matter the way I put them. I'm just going to stick with the order that's here. Sometimes you might want to put the largest number on the top. If you're going to be bothered by the fact that this is empty, you can put a 0 in here just to line up in the hundredths column. You add downwards. Look for good combinations when you're adding. For example, I have the 8 here, 8, 9, and 3. Well, maybe you can add the 8 and 3 first to get 11, and then add the 9 if you see that a little bit better. So that's going to equal to 20. Carry the 2. 2, 3, 3 is going to be 8, and you have nothing to add to the 2. Remember, you line up the decimals, put them there, finish off the question. Now, subtraction is a little bit more complicated because we have to worry about lining up the decimal, and we may have to borrow, as you're going to see in this question. I have 103.6 minus 18.08. This one, you have to put a 0 up on that top, because we want to make sure that we're going to be subtracting the 8 from something. You can't just subtract from nothing. So put the line, put the symbol. By the way, I should have had a plus sign over here. Now, you can't do 0 minus 8, but you have to try. And so what we do is we borrow from the next column, which actually we steal from the next column because we're not giving it back. And so the 6 is going to turn into a 5. We're borrowing a tenth, and so it's going to be 1/100th, or at least 10 hundredths, that goes into that column. 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. 5 minus 0 is going to be equal to 5. Now, I have to do some borrowing again. I got to borrow to get this 3 minus 8, which I can't do. So I'm going to borrow from the 0. But how do you borrow from a 0? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to have to turn that into a 9 after you borrow from this column. So you borrow from there, it makes this into a 10 that turns into a 9. And also over here, you're going to have the 1 that borrows from the tens column. So now it's 13 over minus 8, which is equal to 5. And 9 minus 1 is 6.